Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with another question to help us apply law of attraction in practical ways to our life. Our question today comes from Vidha, and her question is about arranged marriages. I'm going to read the question out to you. She says, I am confused. Like, if I want something and would like it to come to me in a certain way, is that possible? Because sometimes Abraham says, just accept whatever is coming to you. And sometimes they say, don't do anything that makes you uncomfortable. Like, I want to find my desirable partner by myself, like at work or somewhere, rather than my family trying to arrange it. I don't like their way. I want clarity in this. Can we choose the path through which manifestation unfolds? Oh my goodness, Vidha, this is such a fantastic question. And it's actually two questions. So, your first question, as I see it, is can we choose the path through which manifestation unfolds? The answer is yes. And the second question is about the application of this concept to the finding of a spouse or partner. The most interesting thing is what you pointed out about the teachings of Abraham, where you say sometimes Abraham says, just accept whatever is coming. And then sometimes they say, don't do anything that makes you uncomfortable. So it seems like these two statements don't jive together, right? Because if you're just accepting what is coming to you, and some of it might involve being uncomfortable, doing uncomfortable things, then how does this hang together? I love it. Let's take it apart. The simple answer to your question, if can we choose the path through which manifestation unfolds? Yes, absolutely. You can have, be, and do whatever you want. You can be as specific as you want. And the universe will bring you exactly what you want in the manner that you want it. But that only happens, sweetheart, when you are high on the emotional scale. When you are high on the emotional scale, you can get as specific as you want, and what you want will come. And it will come quickly because you have a lot of really fast moving positive energy when you're high on the emotional scale. The thing is, if you're not getting what you want in the manner that you want it to come, it means that you're not high on the emotional scale. So what do you need to do? Well, in my mind, the only thing you need to do, sweetheart, is to go up the emotional scale. And then things will happen exactly the way you want them to. Now, I want to address this thing that you've pointed out about the two statements. Abraham saying that you should accept whatever is coming to you, but you should not do anything that you're uncomfortable doing. Oh my God, I love this part of it. So let me explain it to you. Both those statements are correct. Both those statements are correct. You see, you don't have to do anything that makes you uncomfortable. But if you push back against it, then you will end up having to do it. So the second part of that statement follows the first part. If you didn't push back, then you wouldn't have to do it. Because remember, your emotion attracts what comes to you. Your thought translates into emotion, which then translates into the vibration that brings you whatever you get. Negative thought creates negative emotion, which brings you negative stuff. If the thought is, I don't like my parents presenting me with the objective of introducing possible, making possible introductions to me for the purpose of marriage, then you are pushing back. That's a negative thought because you're saying, I don't want that. You can't say that because you're focusing on it, therefore it must come that way. And so it will come, and now it's going to make you uncomfortable, but then you must go along with it. Right? Because you created it. You create it. Once you create it, it is going to manifest. And so pushing back is the main problem here. When you push back, you actually call things that you don't want. And if you say no, you have a belief about it that when you say no, it's not going to go well for you. And in that, there is a problem. Because if you didn't have these beliefs associated with the process and you just left it open, then things would go so much better for you, my dear. Because if you said, universe, find me a partner who is like this, what I want it to be, what I want him to be, now the universe can bring that partner to you through any means. Through any means. But when you want to exclude one channel, you actually include it. But when you leave it open, now the universe knows what you want. The universe absolutely knows what you enjoy, what you would prefer. And if you didn't say no, then the universe would bring you someone that would match what you want, what you're looking for, and it would happen really quickly. You are blocking it from happening by pushing against the system, basically. Okay? So when you don't push, this is what Abraham means. Accept what you have. Be satisfied where you are. When you stop pushing against it, then it will come through the way that you want it to come. See? It will come through the way you want it to come, but you've got to stop pushing back against what there is in front of you. And in the end, you don't have to do anything that makes you uncomfortable, because you always have the choice to say no. But you have to ask yourself, what is the path of least resistance? And that is the key. Because you see, you don't have to do anything uncomfortable. So meeting people through the arranged marriage system is uncomfortable, but saying no to your parents is also uncomfortable. Which one is more uncomfortable? Which is the path of least resistance? And you have to go with the path of least resistance. So there's no contradiction in the statements. You just have to understand where they're coming from. And so if all you did, my dear Vidha, is to bring yourself high up on the emotional scale. And how can you bring yourself high up on the emotional scale? You can bring yourself high up on the emotional scale when you stop pushing against your parents. Because pushing against your parents brings you down the emotional scale. When you think about the arranged marriage system, it brings you down the emotional scale. And when you come down on the emotional scale, then things cannot happen the way you want them to. And that is the answer to your question. I hope, Vidha, that you found this response helpful and useful. My advice to you is stop pushing back. Stop pushing back by telling the universe, I really don't care where that person comes to me from. Whether I bump into him at a shop, or I meet him at work, or at the party at a friend's place. And I don't care if he is introduced to me by my family. Because the main thing that I want is to find a relationship that is satisfying at every level. I want a relationship where I can be happy and the other person can be happy as well. I want a relationship that is capable of giving me the joy the long-term joy and happiness that I want. So when you say it that way, sweetheart, you are focused on what you want. And the universe knows your desire because the universe understands what you want and how you want it. But when you push back, now the universe cannot bring it to you in the way that you want it to come. Okay. So I'm excited because I'm looking forward to some good news from you, Vidha, and come back and share your good news with us. Everyone else, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and leave a comment for me before you leave. And if you would like to hear more from me, click on the notification bell. Your likes and your comments help my videos to rank higher in YouTube, and I would really appreciate that. If you know of anyone who would benefit from listening to this information, please do share this video with them. And that's it. If you have a question, you can post it in the comments and I will respond, or you can send me your question through my website, ZMAHOON.com. Bye for now.